VP of Communications here at Akana. This is the Diamond Factory where our dreams are made and we are put together and refocused and refined. That's how diamonds are made. And we come together as like-minded individuals. I'm so pumped right this minute. And and you'll it's really kind of contrary to why I'm so pumped. I'm pumped when I know something is about to happen. And I know something is about to happen today because I had such a hard time coming up with what I was going to talk about this morning. This was one of my most difficult times. Usually, oh, I hear it early in the week or I hear it the day before or early in the morning. I was working on this until 3 minutes, well, 5 minutes, 5 minutes before we came on. That's why I'm excited. Because when it's that hard, to get it, it's been to bless somebody. I know that. See, my mentor years ago used to always end his prayer with, and it cannot be otherwise. He would pray a prayer, he'd pray for the nation, he'd pray for people, he'd pray for healing, he'd pray for deliverance, and then he would always end his prayer, and it cannot be otherwise. And what did that mean? That meant that there was no other option. No other option of what he was praying for was going to happen one way or the other. It cannot be otherwise. It's kind of like going all in when you're playing poker. Some of you, if you ever played poker, sometimes you got a hand and you go all in. You put all your money in, all your chips in. If you're at the casino, you're going all in. And I wonder, is there anybody here that's ready to go all in? Is there anybody that has already gone all in? Or maybe you're still holding back just a little bit. See, there's a place that you get where you know that you are so far out there that going back is not an option. You're so far in the deep water right now. I mean, you're drowning. And you know, if you don't do something, if you don't move your arms, and if anybody's ever been swimming, somebody pushed you from the back and threw you out there, you had to kick. I mean, that's what they do to those little babies when they're teaching them how to swim. They just throw them out there because they know that they have the ability on the inside of them to actually survive because they survived in the mama's womb swimming. Yeah. See, all in, there's a place that you get where you know you're so far out there that going back, that's not even an option. The old church used to say, I'm going to hang on in here and see what the end is going to be. What today, this morning, Akana Nation, are you speaking about your journey right now? Are you speaking positive? Are you speaking negative? Are you speaking in faith? Are you speaking not in faith? Are you speaking like you know it's going to happen, or you hope it's going to happen, or I wonder if it's going to happen? Told you last week to raise up your awareness. This week, I want you to raise up your expectation. Because I realize, and I talk to people on a daily basis, and I'm a person that listens not only to what people say, but I listen to the tone that they say it. The tone. Even when we get on the call, our CSO has often told us that have some energy. But here's the thing about tone. See, because it's, you've heard it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You've told your spouse that. It ain't what you said to me, it's the way you said it. You told your children that. It's not what you say. You said it to yourself. It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. It's the tone of your voice. See, tone of a voice is an essential element of communication. And that often speaks. Have you ever listened to somebody and they're just dry and they're just so boring? All my history teachers, all of them were like that. So that's why I did not like history in school. My worst subject, didn't like it. Passed it, I'd make a B, but didn't learn anything because they had dry tones. They didn't make it exciting. So tone of the voice, see, the voice or the larynx is housed within the throat, and it's in front of the spinal cord, and it's connected to hundreds of blood vessels, muscles, and nerves. But in addition to the body, the voice is also connected to our mind and our spirit. Did you hear that? Our voice is connected to our mind and our spirit. So when we experience things like stress and grief and anxiety or a traumatic event, it affects our voice. We carry those emotions in our voice. And that's how sometimes people can say something positive, but their tone indicates they may not really believe what they say. The tone of your voice, the tone of your voice. It's a direct reflection of your heart and your mind. You say you're going to make it. You say you're going to be a diamond. You say you're going to be an Akana lifer. You say you're going to go forward. You say you're going to have customers. You say you're going to have distributors. But what's the tone? The tone is a reflection of what is happening in the mind and the heart. And when you're troubled, when your heart isn't in it, when you're not all in, when something's going on, your tone changes. Your tone changes. I hope it's gonna be all right. I hope we're gonna make it. I hope they're gonna show up. I'm having a meeting and I hope somebody comes. Tone. See, people, every one of us have people that we know and love. And when you get on the telephone with them, you can automatically detect what's going on with them. Automatically. They don't have to tell you the truth. You can say, wait, what's going on with you? Something's not right. I hear it in your what? Voice. Yeah, I mean, you can fake it. You can fake it. But if you just keep listening, it'll manifest. So where does that come from? Where does that negativity come from? It comes from so many places for different people. Sometimes it comes from our own skepticism. We just really don't believe. We're skeptics. Some of us are skeptics by nature. I mean, you got to come from the show me state for you. Then some of us just doubt. Some of us life has just stressed us out. Frustrated, disappointed, got low self-esteem, got low expectations, questioning our own ability. So I'm challenging you, Akana Nation, to raise your expectation. Raise your expectation. If I told you I'm sending you a package, well, let's not even talk about packages. When I tell you I've sent you an email, right? Then the VP of communication, what do? You're looking for it. You're looking for it because you believe if I said I sent it, I sent it. And I get emails all the time saying, I don't see it. That's because you expected to see it. And then we'll get on the phone and we'll try to find it or try to look for it or try to look in your spam. And in some cases, I found out recently that people don't see it because some kind of way their name has gotten out of the loop, or they accidentally unsubscribed, or maybe the system unsubscribed you for some reason or whatever. So let me throw that plug in there. If you're not getting the emails, if you can't find them after we look in the spam, then you need to email me at communications@akana.com, because there may be a reason. I found some people, their name was unsubscribed, so they're not getting it. But you do look because of your expectancy. So let's raise up our expectations. Expect the same things in your business. What is expectation? It's anticipating something will happen. Now, that can be positive or negative. See, oftentimes we have better expectations for the negative than we do the positive. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew they wasn't coming. I knew she wasn't going to call me back. I know she ain't going to answer the phone. You have already sent out the energy for a negative response. Expectation, anticipating something will happen. It's a mental projection of a future outcome. So what happened yesterday? Because that's what you're telling me. Well, it didn't happen last week. It didn't happen last month. It didn't happen last year. You guys know what my saying is. If it doesn't happen today, it'll happen tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, it'll happen next week. If it doesn't happen next week, it'll happen next month. If it doesn't happen next month, it'll happen next year. But it's going to happen. So what? So what? It didn't happen yesterday. Today is a new day. Today is a new day. Tonight is a new Thursday. So what? They didn't show up last Thursday on the conference call. You gave them the number. You repeated the number over and over again. You even invited them and sent them a text message to remind them, and they still didn't show up. So what? Today is a new day. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it today. Thomas Edison, I'm closing with this. Thomas Edison said, people give up because they don't know how close they are to success. Oh my God. Napoleon Hill, in his book called Think and Grow Rich, he talked about a story of a man 3 feet from gold. Some of you have read that book, and you need to go back and check that out again. He talked about a man 3 feet from gold. It was about a story about the gold rush. And this man who was mining for gold for months. He bought all this equipment. He was doing all this stuff and working hard. And he lost hope. He lost focus. He lost anticipation. He lost expectancy. So he quit. Hate that word. He quit. He sold all of his equipment to a junk man. The junk man did a little more research and sought some counsel before he started digging, and found out that the gold that the man gave up on was just 3 feet away. 3 feet away. He was right. He was literally 3 feet from striking gold. Y'all know I love sports. In football, and because some of you don't do sports, I always educate you when it comes to sports. In football, there is a place in the game called the red zone. And in the red zone, it's the area where the opponent is at the 20-yard line or less on the way to the end zone. 20 yards to the end zone, which is where you get the touchdown, where you get the points, where you make the score, where you win the game. 20 yards. And when the offensive team is in the red zone, they're in a perfect position to score, a perfect position to win, a perfect position to get the points. But it's also in the red zone where the defense works harder, where the defense focuses harder on preventing or limiting the opponent from scoring. Most teams, they're excited. When you get a touchdown, you get 6 points, and then the extra points, you get 1 more, you get 7 points, or you can go for 2. But if a defense can stop them from getting a touchdown and make them get a field goal, they don't get as many points. So defenses are just ecstatic and really great, excited when they can prevent them from either getting in or limiting the number of points. See, many of you are in the red zone right now. You're in the red zone. You're in the red zone. You're about to get the points. You're about to get a touchdown. You're about to cross the line. But all of a sudden, hell is breaking loose, and it's so much harder now. It's so much more difficult because the offense, whatever that offense is trying to hinder you. The distractions, the enemy, whatever you want to call it, whatever is trying to stop you, lack of focus, lack of self-belief, lack of motivation, trying to keep you from getting into the end zone. And you don't know how close you are to success. He said, people give up because they don't know how close they are to success. Let's get on the phone, call some folk. Let's reach out, let's post it, let's text them, let's message them, let's do whatever method you choose. Let's fill up the call tonight. 7 p.m., the conference call. It's the same number, by the way. Let's make it happen, because you don't know how close you are. So raise up your level of expectation. Have a great Akana day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.